Hello and welcome to Insights in Action with Orange 142, where we interview agency leaders and business owners to uncover the journeys, the strategies, and the insights that drive their success. At Orange 142, we're all about transforming brand stories into impactful digital experiences through innovative media and marketing solutions. And today I'm very lucky to be joined by Bill Kaelin of Bill Kaelin Marketing. How's it going, Bill?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am good. I'm very happy to have you on here. And Bill, I would love to start this off just by learning a little bit more about your background and a little bit more about your agency.
Yeah, sure. I'm the definition of an entrepreneur. I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, the summer before the Olympics in '95 after I graduated from school and I had enough money for 1 month's rent and 2 weeks worth of food. No job. I just was like, let's do this. And I knew I could always wait on tables if I had to because I had been in the service industry all through high school and college, paying my way through university. And I got to Atlanta and quickly got involved with a national publication now called Jezebel Magazine, which is a lifestyle magazine that is based here in Atlanta, Georgia. They had been distributed and dropped off at one of my part-time jobs I was working at. And I saw this beautiful magazine, and it was full of art and pop culture, and it really inspired me. And I looked at the mastheads, saw that the magazine was published in Atlanta. I made a phone call, and the next day I had an interview and became the first marketing and events person for Jezebel magazine.
Wow.
And because of that cold call or that idea of seeing something that inspires you and reaching out and seeing if there's a way that you can work together, which is the backbone of my business, that started my career. And I worked with Jezebel magazine and produced lots of different events for restaurants and art galleries and all different types of places. And then that got me into the nightlife bar business, which I ran in Atlanta for many years. And
Wow.
I sold my last restaurant about 15 minutes ago, or I'm sorry, 15 years ago. It
Wow.
feels 15 minutes ago, but 15 years ago, and started my agency. And unfortunately, I was trying to get out of the business because the nightlife business is not an easy business. And my first clients were nightclubs and bars. And I was like, oh my God, I'm trying to get out of this. And then we got a big break when the W Hotel brand reached out to us. When W Hotels first came on the scene, it was very synonymous with nightlife culture. And they hired us for all three of their Atlanta hotels at the time, and we did all their marketing and events, and it just set my business on a new course. And now we work with all different types of lifestyle brands, is what we would call them. Anything from a variety of hotels to restaurants and bars still, but even all the way down to fitness and spas and wellness centers and whatnot. It's a perfect example of just reaching out and doing our thing. So
That's awesome. Wow, what a story.
yeah.
And so you've talked a little bit about this, but you've built a career creating in-person experiences that connect people to brands, products, and places. But
Right.
in an increasingly digital world, I mean, what makes live experiences so powerful, and why do you believe that they're more relevant than ever?
I'm a firm believer. I'm going to age myself when I tell this story, but it was not that long ago that the internet, social media, this thing didn't exist, right? And the way you got people through your doors or the way you educated people about either your products or your services or whatever was going out and shaking hands and kissing babies, is what I say. And when I'm a firm believer in no matter how high tech our world gets, no matter how much we rely on this computer screen or this phone, or even AI now moving into the future, that human connection will always prevail. And so I think what I do and what my agency does that is really unique and it is really focused on that human connection. Yes, we manage social media pages. Yes, we manage and maintain people's Yelp accounts and Expedia accounts and TripAdvisors and all that. But at the end of the day, authentic programming, face-to-face and human interaction through events is really, in my opinion, the number one sales tool and brand identity building that you can still create in today's high-tech world.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And it's one of those things that I don't think is ever going to go away. It's the ability to create a feeling within somebody. You even when social media came around, it maybe could touch on that a little bit, but it never fully could. And now the talk of the town is AI. And I think it's the same type of thing. You know what I mean? I think people are still going to crave that human to human connection, maybe more so than ever in a world of AI. So it might even
I
become
think
more
so
important.
too. And the pendulum always swings, right? And I think we're finding now, even when you go to concerts, there was a time, and it used to make me crazy. You would go to a show, and there'd always be that person with their phone up, recording the whole show. And now the trends are showing that the younger generation, if you're doing that, they look at you like you're a goober, right? They're like, put your phone up and record a small bit,
Yeah,
but present, right?
yeah,
And I think that makes me really excited because I
yeah.
think that pendulum is swinging. And then I've been doing a lot of research lately about people truly detoxing from social media a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
And we're getting inundated with so much information, and depending on where you are on things, from my opinion, a lot of scary, bad, crazy news, right? And so if you need a break and you need to have a clear mind, a lot of people are taking social media breaks, which
Yeah.
also plays into maybe it's the return of safe places and restaurants and bars and community centers and parks where
Mhm.
people will start gathering again.
Ah, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool that the trend is going that way. Because I remember being in high school, and I remember you'd go to Fourth of July things at the park, and you'd see these people recording the fireworks. And I remember my mom would do that sometimes. I'm like, when are you gonna watch? When are you gonna watch this like 10-minute video of fireworks again? Why are you doing this? Just enjoy it.
Yeah. I think that's what my company does, or
Yeah.
that what we strive to do is creating community. We do a lot of strategic partnerships. And when I say strategic partnerships, partnering up with local community leaders, nonprofits are a really big tool to connect people with your brand and to give back to your community. And it creates a warm and fuzzy feeling for your consumer where they see that you're doing something good for the community or for the world, and they want to support you more, is what we find when you do those type of things. So a lot of our goals and a lot of our initiatives with clients and brands that are trying to get new people through the door or new people to be exposed to their products is partnering up with community leaders, community partnerships, nonprofits, social groups, networking groups, and inviting them in, having them touch, taste, experience what you're actually trying to sell to them. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing, in my opinion, better than the human five senses, right? You can only get so much from a story. And if you can get someone to have that full experience, it's going to, at the end of the day, work better for your product or your vision or whatever it is that you're trying to push out into the world.
Yeah. Absolutely. And so luxury hotels, like you were talking about a little bit, destination management and commercial real estate are among your focus areas. And so what unique strategies do you use to craft immersive brand experiences in these types of industries?
A really great example is one of our clients. Again, we still work with W Hotels, which I'm really proud of, but we got hired to produce what we would call a familiarization trip, an influencer trip for the W Costa Rica. During the pandemic, W Costa Rica, or Costa Rica, forgive me, had legalized same-sex marriage, but they lost any kind of promotion or PR behind that
Mhm.
because it was the pandemic, right? And
Yeah.
so they really wanted to try to figure out how to speak to people in the States to get the word out that Costa Rica is a safe place to travel to, that it is welcoming to all, et cetera, et cetera. And they hired us to work on this campaign where we ended up doing a wedding giveaway, basically. And we
Mm.
partnered up with local wedding planner publications in the States. We partnered up with local and national LGBTQ plus influencers, but also wedding planner influencers. And we did a big wedding giveaway, and everybody came to the W Costa Rica and basically celebrated by hosting this wedding for this couple that ended up winning. And that's a great example of something that will do to help a brand or a message. Another thing that we will do for multifamily, commercial real estate, or even luxury hotels, we come up with unique, authentic programming, meaning events that get people through the door. And many times, these big local high rise multifamily apartment communities or beautiful high rises that are coming up, they have all these beautiful rooftop spaces that are just sitting there empty. So we will host like Network Under 40 to come in and host their networking group on top of a rooftop at a beautiful downtown apartment community. Or we will partner up with all these sports and social clubs that are prevalent in every city and host them at a hotel bar when they're done with their kickball game or their volleyball game or surfing, like you like to do, and bring them into our spaces by offering them a free drink or whatever it may be. So, those are some good examples of through programming, through strategic partnerships, through inviting people through the doors, we can not only increase revenue of these places, but increase awareness, brand awareness, and loyalty at the end of the day. And
Wow.
people ultimately end up doing your own marketing for you when you do
Yeah.
these type of things, because where this does work is you invite a bunch of people to a brand new rooftop of an apartment community in a downtown area for a networking event. They're taking videos and photos and technically promoting
Yeah.
this beautiful new space for you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
does
Exactly.
all that make sense? Did that
Yeah,
make sense?
totally. And I love the ripple effect there too, because I know I've been to networking events before where I'll talk to somebody and they're like, "Hey, this is my friend that I brought along," just because they didn't want to be alone. And it's like
Right.
those things that like businesses don't think about, that all these ways that more people are exposed to their brand. That's amazing, Bill. I love what you do. I know you've worked with some really cool brands that probably everybody knows. And I where can people learn more about you, and where can people learn more about your agency?
Obviously, we do have a website, which is billkaelin.com. We are on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is Bill Kaelin, MKTG. On LinkedIn, it's just under Bill Kaelin Marketing as well on LinkedIn. All the traditional ways. When you follow us on Instagram, you'll see all the work that we do for luxury hotels to corporate events. We are a full service agency, right? We offer everything from traditional PR, social media management, event production, interior design. I'm really proud of the services that we offer for lifestyle brands. And we also really and truly become a partnership with the brands that we work with. Collaboration is key in our book. I think using other people's ideas and sitting down at a table and really collaborating with all different types of people is really what makes my company successful.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, great. Thank you so much for being on, Bill.
Of course, thank you for the invite. I appreciate it.